From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Cassie Heiter.
And really not a bad day to be out at the zoo. The rain, for the most part, it's moved out of here, but we certainly have quite a bit of cloud cover, and we also have a little bit of fog and some drizzle from time to time. That's certainly a lot more spotty, but you can see in the northwest part of the state, we're actually seeing some sunshine already. So that clearing will eventually head our way. It's just going to take some time before it actually does get here. So in the meantime, visibility is down to a mile in Oklahoma City. We've got that 0 in Enid, Lawton, Ardmore, down to Ada, about 7 miles in Stillwater, down to 5 miles over in Tulsa. But that will improve here eventually later this afternoon. We do have a front just to the north and west, but that should pretty much wash out before it does make it to Oklahoma City. So I think we're going to stick with a south to southwest wind. Now in eastern Oklahoma, we still have some scattered showers, but eventually later this afternoon, even that will go away. Only ended up with 0.02 here in Oklahoma City since the rainfall yesterday, but most of the rain falling in parts of eastern Oklahoma. So in the meantime, some clouds, some drizzle, a little bit of fog. This is our American Fidelity camera up of our Lucky Star Skycam network. We're at 55 degrees. We've got a wind out of the south right now at 7 miles an hour. Temperatures behind the front have dropped into the 30s and 40s, but the rest of us, lots of mid and upper 50s, but low 50s across the far east. There's where that front is. Behind it, it's more of a west to northwest wind between about 5 to 15. Out ahead of it, it's a south to southwest wind between about 5 to 15. That's pretty much how it's going to stay as we go throughout the afternoon. And eventually, again, that cold front is pretty much just going to go away on its own. But for now, eventually that rain's going to continue to move off to the east while we're gearing up for storm number 2. That is on the west coast, and that is headed our way and will be here as early as tomorrow for some of us. So again, as we go throughout the day today, eventually I think skies will become partly cloudy, and then overnight tonight, eventually more clouds will start to move back in. So tomorrow's going to be cloudy again. As far as rain chances will certainly be highest across the far west in the afternoon, with just a slight chance anything does make it into Oklahoma City that early. But by early evening, eventually here comes the first wave of rain and storms with another line kind of moving in overnight. And some of these could actually have some thunderstorms with them as well, but not expecting any severe weather. By the time we get into Sunday morning, so now we're looking at Christmas Eve, there's still a chance we have some lingering showers around. On the backside of that, it could be cold enough that we could get some snow out in the panhandle. I think it would be very light during that time. Sunday afternoon, we're still at least going to have a slight chance of rain just kind of hanging around, but yeah, for this morning, the drizzle certainly there in some spots, but today, eventually, temperatures do make it into the low 60s, about 62 in Ponca City, 59 in Alva, and maybe even some upper 60s across parts of south central Oklahoma. Overnight tonight, we're going to be dropping down into the upper 40s, low 50s across the east and southeast, and then tomorrow, we're still back to around 60 degrees, 62 in Stillwater, 61 in Ponca City, but the upper 50s out to the west where the rain will move in first. So tomorrow afternoon, a slight chance of rain across most of the state, but the far west and the panhandle, that's where the rain and storms will move in first. Tomorrow evening, eventually everything kind of moves off to the east. So tomorrow night, most of the state will see some rain and a few thunderstorms. By Sunday morning, the chance for rain is still there in the panhandle. There's the snow. And then Sunday afternoon, a moderate chance of some scattered showers are a lot more likely well east of I-35. Sunday afternoon, temperatures, I think, still make it into the low 60s. It's going to be very temporary before the front does move through. So behind it, I think the afternoon highs will only be in the low 50s in Alva, about 46 in Woodward, 54 in Clinton, and eastern Oklahoma. We're still looking at some upper 50s to low 60s. Christmas Day itself is going to be much chillier, temperatures down in the 40s, but a slight chance of rain in Oklahoma City while we're still expecting a chance of snow across the north and northwest. So how much are we looking at by the time we get into Christmas Day? There could be some spots from Beaver to Buffalo over to Cherokee, Kiowa, or just south of Kiowa, where we could see anywhere from maybe around an inch or just a little bit more. But the farther south and east you go, those amounts will be a little bit less. Just kind of looking at your 9-day, obviously we've got that front moving in on Sunday night. So by the time we get into Monday morning, temperatures will be in the mid 30s. So we'll get much colder. We're going to stay cold, it looks like, throughout much of next week. Ladies, back to you.